Hi, I'm Anna Yosin. This is Hol-Sol Living. Today I'll be going over the yoga pose Pasu, beast or animal, and also including with that the tabletop because that's a prerequisite for it. Now the prerequisite for the tabletop is to do a wrist warm-up. So if you already have one, you want to do that, go ahead and do that. Or I've already made a video on how to warm up your wrists and your shoulders for these types of poses. So go ahead and watch that if you need something there. So when we're thinking about tabletop, think of what a table is, right? What a table looks like. Those legs are directly 90 degrees on that table, right? So it's not out this way, it's not out this way. The legs aren't sticking out. They're literally in a 90-degree angle from all these different directions. So you want to think about your arms being those legs, your legs being the legs, and those being at a perfect 90-degree angle. So you're stacking your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. You're stacking your knees right under your hips. So again, they're not out, they're not in, they're not any which way, they're just stacked right on top of each other. From there, what you want to think about with the hands is separating the fingers, pushing into the fingertips, pushing into the knuckles, pushing into that space between the thumb and the pointer finger. And then you want to think about externally rotating your shoulders so the eye of the elbow goes forward. Okay, so a lot of people will come here. Now notice what happens with my shoulders when I do that, when I kind of am lazy through there. My shoulders want to come up naturally, right? We want to keep our shoulders neutral so we're not here. That's a really common one. We kind of just like hang out in there and we're not really active through the muscles. So we want to push the floor away, separate the shoulder blades a little bit, but we're not like full separation into that cat back. And again, we're bringing the hands directly under the shoulders. So you want the eye of the elbow pointed forward. Now, if your anatomy doesn't allow your fingers to stay totally straight with that, you can turn them out a little bit, but not all the way here, right? So we want to still externally rotate those shoulders, press into the fingertips, the knuckles, all four corners of the hand, and really, really use the hands actively. Now, if you're naturally kind of want to internally rotate those shoulders, just always bring yourself back here. From there, you want to make sure that your knees are right under your hips. So that's a little bit easier to figure out because there's not as many things to move around. And then we want to think about the torso. Okay, so from there, what's really common is we just kind of like hang out here, just slouch into the shoulders and let the back arch. So again, we want to be really active in that. Even if we're not moving and we're just holding this tabletop, we should still feel some heat in our hands, in our wrists, in our shoulders, in our abdomen, maybe even in our lats, and all the way through our body. From there, I'm pulling the belly button in, pulling the pelvic floor in and up, drawing that navel in, reaching with the crown of the head so my neck is neutral, so not looking up like this, and I'm reaching out with the tailbone. I want to think about a straight line from the top of my head all the way through my spine and through the tailbone, still externally rotating those shoulders, okay? So that is your tabletop, all right? So even just that, doing it properly, you should start to feel your body heating up. Maybe your heart beats a little bit faster. You could start to feel, especially your forearms, if you're not really active with those muscles. Now, when we go into what is called the beast or the animal, that's not necessarily a traditional yoga move, but it's something that has been incorporated because of animal flow, and it's a really good place to start when you're transitioning into other things like a falling star or a side plank, those sort of things. So what you want to think about with this, really important to keep the hands directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You're going to activate through the toes and then lift your knees up about an inch off of the floor. So I'm still keeping my shoulders neutral, still pressing into all 5 fingers, Abs are still tight, belly button in and up, engaging fully, still breathing that big thoracic breath. So not expanding the belly, but we are expanding the rib cage. And then we can bring it back down to relax, okay? So that is the beast. Now there's something called an under switch that will help you. That's more of an animal flow situation. So if we go back up into our beast, I'm going to practice first just bringing one foot about an inch off the floor, but try not to move the torso. Now that really activates the quad on the opposite leg, and then we switch back and forth. So same thing we did with the bird dog. We're trying not to move the torso at all, just switch back and forth, and see if you can do that without shifting too far side to side. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is we're gonna bring the opposite hand up, just like we did with the bird dog, but only an inch off the floor. We're not extending it. So finding our beast here, big inhale, bring the knees up off the floor. This time I'm gonna bring the right foot up and the left hand up. Again, try not to move the torso. Switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Beautiful. And then gently bring the knees back down. So when we add that, just that tiny little motion, it makes it so much harder. You have to really activate through your core, activate through your arms, and keep as best you can the torso stable. So that, my friends, is the pasu, the beast, the animal. And it's a great core strengthener. It's a great thing to get so that way you can transition into other moves pretty easily. With that being said, if you have any questions about that, or if you have anything to add to this that might be helpful for somebody else, go ahead and put those in the comments below. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Always appreciate the love, and thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful, beautiful day. From my heart to yours, namaste.